Hello, 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 hello. This is the Unknown, and I'm here to talk about that we're less than 24 hours away from WWE Evolution 2. Now, in my previous video, I did bring up some issues about going into this PLE. A few of them being the fact that AEW's All In is on the same weekend as Evolution 2, and that there's a Beyonce concert that's happening as well, I believe, in the area. And also the fact that there's been hardly any build to most of these matches, which has been a very vocal point from the IWC, for those who don't know, Internet Wrestling Community. So, all that being said, I'm still pretty hyped because this gives the opportunity for badass women to show how badass they are to the newer viewers who are coming in from the whole Raw on Netflix deal. So, without further ado, I want to go ahead and jump into this match card, give my predictions on the winners of this match, any debuts or comebacks. So, let's go ahead and jump right into this. Hopefully without any interruptions. Alright, so here we are. Jade Cargill versus Naomi in a no-holds-barred match. Now, this is one of the few matches that has some build to it. It's been building since last year. It started last year. It's been building ever since. It's cooled off a little bit just because Naomi did her thing and went on to go win Miss Money in the Bank and become Miss Money in the Bank. Jade Cargill went on to become Queen of the Ring. So now this rivalry has been reignited, and now they're facing in a no-holds-barred match. Now, at WrestleMania, they had their one-on-one match, and I thought it was a pretty good match. And Jade won that one. My prediction for this, I think Naomi is going to win. She needs the win. And you're saying it's a no-holds-barred match. Of the two, Naomi is the grittier of the two. And I just think that Naomi be throwing them hands, man. So I feel like she has no problem using weapons to her advantage. Obviously, it's a no-holds-barred match, but I just feel she's the grittier of the two. And she needs a legitimate build going into SummerSlam. And I'll tell you why later on tonight. Later on in this video. Here we are. Women's Intercontinental Championship match: Becky Lynch versus Bayley versus Lyra. Now this one has had the perfect build, starting at WrestleMania when Bayley was attacked. Becky Lynch came back, took the spot of Bayley to tag up with Lyra to win the tag team titles. Then the following night to lose the tag team titles. Then Becky blames Lyra for getting pinned, beats the crap out of her. Lyra beats her to retain her title. But then at Money in the Bank, Becky Lynch beats Lyra, and invoking Lyra to really go and start letting out so much of that aggression. And I would say this right now, Becky Lynch has really brought out the best in this mid-card division when it's considering the Intercontinental Championship for the women. And now Bayley's back, and she attacked Becky, and she wants her revenge. She almost won the IC title. She probably would have won it if it wasn't for Lyra getting involved, trying to help her out at first, but then her anger took over and got Bayley disqualified because she hit Becky. And then they had a one-on-one match that ended in a draw. So now it's a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Women's Championship. You got two great storytellers in Becky and Bayley. And Lyra, she's really growing. She's really becoming a wrestler of her own. She's really starting to see more of a personality with her, which I'm very happy with. I feel like Bayley's going to be the babyface in this. I think Lyra's going to be kind of like in between. Becky's the definite heel. And I will say this. Um, for those that don't believe that Lyra is not all that great, watch her matches and then watch as she's had her promos as of late. Now, her promos before her Becky feud were all right, but ever since she's had that feud with Becky, they've gotten better and better. She's really grown, and I feel like um, this whole rivalry has been really good for Lyra's career. It's really pushing her up, and she's getting to work in the ring, like I just said, with two great storytellers in Becky Lynch and Bayley. Becky, I think, is a really great storyteller, and I think that's the thing that Triple H loves so much. So I think we're really gonna get a really great match, a great story to be told. This should definitely be the main event, but I have a feeling it's not gonna be the main event. But it should be. So maybe they'll change it by the end of the night. We'll see. But I think the winner of this match needs to be Becky. I don't. I look. I look. Would it be? I'd be fine if Bayley won, but I don't think she will. Lyra's not going to win back her title. I just think Becky brings so much to that IC title that she's going to up everyone's game because it's Becky freaking Lynch. So I just feel like Becky's going to win this one, and she's going to hold on to the title just a little bit longer. So sorry, Bayley and Lyra. Becky's going to come out with the win on this one. Next up is the number one contenders Battle Royal. Now, we don't know the participants. We know it's not going to be like the Royal Rumble where everyone gets their entrances. Everyone's going to pretty much be in the ring. But, before I get to that, I think we're going to have some TNA representatives in there because you have a partnership with TNA. Now, how do you not have TNA a part of this? How do you not have TNA a part of this? It's all women's PLE, and I just think it makes sense to showcase all women that you, especially one with a company that you have a partnership with. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some TNA representatives in there. We might get Dana Brooke. Ash Elegance is her name, so I wouldn't be surprised if we got some of that. We may get some Iconics. I'm not sure what the new name is in TNA. I'll have to check that out later. But I think Brie Bella is going to be a part of this. It's kind of weird if she's not. Maybe they won't ask her because of the whole Daniel Bryan going to AEW thing, which would be a weird thing to do. But I think Brie Bella is going to be a part of this along with her sister Nikki. And I'm going to say this, and I don't want to give up anybody's hopes. I don't even like giving up my hopes either. But I'm going to go with AJ Lee returns. I think she's going to be probably the one entrance that they're going to have. And it's going to be AJ Lee. Her return to WWE. Now, is it going to be just for the night? Probably. I don't know if because she's got a lot going on the side. You know, she's writing and producing comic books and TV shows and whatnot, I believe. So I don't see her making a full-time comeback, but for the night, I believe she will. The winner gets a championship match. So I'm just trying to go through the roster. I'm trying to think who would get one at SummerSlam against Io. I think because, again, I'm already spoiling it because I already feel like Io's going to win. So, who's going to face her? I'd like to see Stephanie Vaquer win it. I don't know who's going to be in there. But if it's Asuka wrestling twice, because he is going to be wrestling twice, I'm going to say Asuka. I think it's going to be Io versus Asuka at SummerSlam. That's my pick. That is my pick. I'm going with Asuka. I think Asuka's going to be in this Battle Royal, and she's going to win, and she's going to face Io at SummerSlam. That's all, because I don't see anybody else winning. And the scenario that I have set up in my mind, the Raw Women's Championship is the only one that's going to be available for that. So I just think that it makes sense for probably Asuka to win it, and then you have a feud with Io and Asuka, and Kyrie caught in the middle of it, which would be pretty good storytelling from there. So that would be fun to have. All right, next up is Raquel and Roxanne versus Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair. Do we know who is on the Raw team? Let me look to see. Because there had to have been somebody. I think Sol Ruka and Zarya. Let me make sure. Let me go back. I'm trying to find another. I need to make sure before I. Yeah, okay. See, that was on the first. Let me see. Let me see who it is. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So, the Kabuki Warriors. Yes. I just slipped my mind. See, that's what I'm saying. This quick build, nothing stays. Nothing sticks in here. Alright, so Raquel and Roxanne Perez versus the Kabuki Warriors. Asuka and Kyrie versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Sol Ruka and Zarya. Okay, so could Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss win this? Maybe. They'll probably be the only threat to it. But I just feel like Raquel and Roxanne are going to hold on to it because of the story that is already being told. I think Roxanne and Raquel are going to pull out the victory here. Because it's just going to continue the story of these two being tag team champions, and these two really having a relationship, a friendship through hardship. And then when Liv Morgan comes back, that's when things get contentious. And I think that's probably when we're going to get Liv Morgan turning face. Because I think Raquel is going to turn on Liv for Roxanne. I just think that's what's going to happen. Okay, so next up is JC Jane versus Jordan Grace. JC Jane came away with the most shocker of wins against Stephanie Vaquer in NXT to win the NXT Championship. It was kind of funny when everyone's all shocked, like, it was almost like the Undertaker situation. Not almost to the same level, but it was just how quiet it got because he won. They say JC Jane's the most defeatable champion in NXT history. A little disrespectful. I felt like when Fatal Attraction, Toxic Attraction fell apart first. Fell apart. I felt like she was the one that stood out, and I felt like she was the one that was going to be champion. But then everybody started more competition started to rise, and her stock started to fall a little bit. Even with her group, the Fatal Attraction, but she's done really well for herself, and I'm really happy that she's now gotten championship gold. I do not see her losing to Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace is obviously the strongest of the two, but I just think shenanigans will ensue, and I think it'll be just too much. Even with the help of Blake Monroe, for those of you who do not watch WWE for some tribalism thing, or just because y'all just turned off by it, that is Mariah May from AEW. JC Jane wins that one. She continues because I think we're going to have Blake Monroe versus JC Jane eventually for the NXT Women's Championship. So there's one. Next one. Alright, here we go. I think the last two, I believe, the championship matches. Now, Io versus Rhea Ripley. Io has not had a title defense since ever. Not to, it's crazy that she has not had a championship match. I don't understand why. I just don't see how you don't book someone as great as Io not to have a championship match. So it's ridiculous to me that you don't have that. So now I'm just wondering, like, okay, so this is her first title defense. There's no way Triple H would be this dumb and have her lose to Rhea Ripley. Now, Rhea Ripley is certainly over. No matter what the IWC says, no matter many people get tired of seeing her win, I think she's still great. But Io deserves to win this match. And I think there's more of a story going for Io than there is Rhea Ripley. I just think Io needs to be the one to continue her reign. Don't have Rhea Ripley. But you already broke one streak when you had Bianca Belair lose to SmackDown. I mean, to to lose at WrestleMania and end her undefeated streak when Io pinned her. Do not end the Io Sky streak of undefeated streak of being Rhea Ripley. I just think this is one thing that Rhea Ripley does not need to conquer. Io Sky needs to win. We will have our Io versus Asuka match. That will be gold. And that's how I feel. I think this is going to be one of the best matches of the night because these two women can go. They have so much chemistry since the NXT days together and coming up the ranks together. So I just feel Io Sky is still over with the crowd, with the whole and I'm picking Io to win this one. Now, here we are. Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus. The battle of the two eras. The Attitude Era and the Renaissance Era. That's what some people are calling it, so I'm going to go with it. Tiffany Stratton, the champ. Trish Stratus, the challenger. Like Trish even pointed this out that there's not a proper build to this match. It's like you have like 7,000 events going on, which is true because I feel like TKO's is trying to make as many events as possible so they can just squeeze the money out of the consumer, and it's absolutely ridiculous. And I've been saying this in another video where I said, well, it was about R-Truth being fired, but then at the same time he got brought back. But it's the greed of TKO kind of just slowly destroying what WWE, what wrestling is. And no, I'm not talking about the whole Jelly Roll situation. People, I think, blowing out of proportion, especially since it's not going to be a one-on-one match. It's straight up going to be a tag team match at SummerSlam, most likely Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul, which I'm fine with. So, chill out, guys. But anyways, I could see Trish winning this match only because, and here it is, Naomi's going to cash in at what a perfect way to do it. It's Evolution, all women's PLE, a perfect thing to do. To have her cash it in on that night and win it to close out the night. That's the only reason why I feel Tiffany and Trish will probably be the PLE to close the night. If it's in the beginning of the match, beginning of the PLE, then that's okay, fine. But I feel like it should be the one to end, because if you're going to do that, it has to be after the Jade Cargill versus Naomi match. It has to be. So I can see them doing that, but I also can still see her casting in on Tiffany Stratton at the end of this match, because it'll be a great match. And Naomi's been having a lot of misses as of late. Everyone's been getting involved, causing her to not be able to cash in on Tiffany Stratton. It's Nia or it's Jade. It's somebody getting involved. So I think now, after I feel Naomi whoops the crap out of Jade in that no holds barred match, it's Tiffany Stratton, I'm going to say, is the one that's going to win, because I think Trish is going to be putting people over. I don't think she's going to... You can win a match and put somebody over, but I just feel like Trish is just gonna do this because it's a great match. It's a great match. Now again, it didn't have the most proper build to it, like it deserved, but I think Trish is going to lose to Tiffany Stratton, and I think Naomi's gonna come in and she's going to cash in on Tiffany and pin her and become the new champion, which leads to SummerSlam, where Jade has won Queen of the Ring, and she is going to challenge her brand's champion, which would be Naomi. So this is where we get Naomi and Jade part 3. It was like this, part 3. And I think part 3 is going to get interesting because Bianca Belair may be a part of this finally. And also, I would not be surprised here. Again, I just thought about this just now. What if Bianca Belair comes back for this PLE and wins it? Does that mean that she gets a title match? Does this become a triple threat at SummerSlam? Crazy things. But at the end of the day, Naomi is going to cash in and she's going to become champion. And it'll be a well-deserved moment for Naomi after everything she's been through. So, there it is. Those are my winners, and those are my thoughts on what's going to happen tomorrow night at WWE Evolution 2. I think this is good. With hardly any build aside, I still believe that this is a great match. This is a great match card, and I think this one is going to be at best a B+ or a B-. But either way, I'm hyped for this. I cannot wait to see these women in here. I'm a little disappointed though that you did not have Julia come in and defend her U.S. Championship match. You could have had her versus Zelina again. That was a great match on SmackDown. And I feel like it really at least deserved that kind of because again, that was another pretty great build, and you could have had Zelina Vega versus Julia, and it would be a great way to kick off the Julia era as the new United States Women's Champion. But without that being said, this is still a great card. I'm hoping for AJ Lee to return. Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate this. Like, comment, and subscribe. In the comment section, actually, let me know what you guys think could happen tomorrow night. Anyways, I'm hyped. I'm getting ready now. I'm running over a bit of time for Saturday night's main event. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and log off. Thank you guys for watching. I will most likely be live tweeting. I should be live tweeting it right now, but I really wanted to get my thoughts in order. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'm rambling now. Please be safe out there. Crazy world. Much love. And stay good, you guys.